Hello, this is Ronny Boesing here, or should I say, welcome to this hangout or live update from OpenLedger. We start with update 1 today, and I hope in general that we can do an update like that every 2 to 3 weeks from now on. The reason why I've decided to start this kind of update is because of the increasing amount of news that we will roll out in the coming months to come. I am gonna try to present some projects, some updates, etc. in this show, and I will try to invite some various people as well during this live show. And I hope that you will enjoy the news and the novelties that I bring in this. Let me just first take you back. Well, to start off, I guess I should invite myself a little bit more thoroughly. My name is Ronny Boesing. I'm the CEO of OpenLedger. We are located in Denmark, and we are basically running as an OpenLedger APS at the moment, and adding 2 more companies within the next 1 month, I expect. I started with CCDK as an exchange back in 2014, and I was dragged into this business by an old friend of mine who I was dealing with back in the 90s. In the music industry, and we actually clicked completely at that time, and now some basically, yeah, how long is that? That's got to be 25 years later. We managed to get together again, and we didn't see each other for maybe 20 years at that time. Back in 2014, and immediately we managed to feel that connection right away again. Since then, we basically built the CCDK exchange. Then we built on top of that, adding OpenLedger back in October 13th, 2015. And with that, we added BitShares and its community into our business, and it has actually been the focus ever since that time, that we wanted to build and develop our businesses using the BitShares technology. I think that you will see eventually with what I'm showing you today, but also what's coming up in the coming months, that we've come a long way since we launched the OpenLedger DEX in October. And last year in around June, we decided to basically close down CCDK Exchange as such, and focus on OpenLedger as our exchange, combining the centralized features like fiat gateways and crypto coins gateways with Bitcoin, for instance, as an important part to perhaps one of the, well, personally I would say the very best decentralized exchange existing at the moment, at least. But adding the fiat gateway and the crypto coin or currency gateways on top of it, it allows me to feel that this is something really unique. This is how we present OpenLedger DEX, and when you move further into all of this and try to then take what we have accomplished since we started the DEX and until now, that's where we enter with the introduction of the OpenLedger project. that I am introducing basically tonight as the way we want to go from now on. The OpenLedger project may well have been used as a sentence early January last year when Hyperledger and IBM went out with that. But well knowing, or they found actually out that we already had been using OpenLedger in a very aggressive way for quite a while at that time. So it stopped quite quickly, this promotion of that project at that time. I feel that now, after 1 year, more or less, it is possible to basically take what I actually was planning to do anyway, to take that sentence and bring it to life again and introduce to you all the OpenLedger project. I call it the OpenLedger Project Crowdfunding 3 because the end goal of our business plan is to introduce to the world a crowdfunding suite of solutions that are not seen anywhere else. We started with the DEX as our base. We have then since moved on and added various business cases, use cases, as you may maybe even tell it like, and we started off by creating the official token of what we now call the DC, or the decentralized conglomerate. This digital token is OBITS, and it has grown to almost 1,100 holders at the moment, and I expect really that we reach more than 2,000 come June this year, I think. I will tell you why a little later. Then we added, and basically OBITS is what we now name as the reward-based token of the OpenLedger decentralized conglomerate. We will from now on be really pushing it as a digital token where people are rewarded with what we have available from this currency on all activities that are in parts or in full used to promote and create awareness of OpenLedger and all its ecosystems. Moving on to the next ecosystem, we're talking about BTSR, which we will be using as an advertising or as a credit for doing advertising in future. We've already adjusted it from last year where we introduced BitTeaser, and now we are moving more into adding BTSR as an active credit when using our programmatic advertising platform called Hub DSP. BTSR, I think, will become an important ecosystem in this whole DC with the increasing amount of advertising activities and actions that we're doing on OpenLedger. We have then added the ICO, the initial coin offering. OpenLedger is what we basically stands for, and that is a digital token where the crowdfunding activities are basically fueled by this token in so many different ways. ICO is meant as the initial or the base for any future activities in whichever way it may be when we want to introduce the crowdfunding platform, which I hope basically will be ready in the fourth quarter of 2017. I believe at that time everybody will understand in full what ICO or why we introduced ICO, and anyone holding on to ICO will also feel it was worth its while at that time. Obviously, I don't need to say that OBITS is just as important, or maybe even more, being the official token of the whole OpenLedger DC. When all this is said, I actually wanted to see, and basically I have to find out. You have to excuse me because this is the first time I'm using this this whole process here, or this YouTube live channel, and I was inviting some of my colleagues to this show, and I actually don't see any of them yet. So maybe I'll be sitting here doing a one-man show all night, and then perhaps learn from that and try to see what can be done different in the next time. For me to basically move on, I would like you to just share with you a small PowerPoint introduction, just so that I don't forget any of the things that that we have basically been talking about, or I want to talk about in this broadcasting. I don't want to go into too many details with everything we're doing at this moment. I would like to bring that up as an onward presentation in coming live shows, and I hope in general that if I get guests added to this live YouTube show every time, we can get a little bit active on it, and I think anyone would probably appreciate that it's not only me showing on this screen all the time, and so would I actually. I love to listen to people also. So if there's anybody who actually have questions in this show, and anyone in the future also, please do leave the questions in the group chat, and let me have them, and then I can try to answer them in the end or during this part, so that I can, this could perhaps be in a way like an ask me anything as well. Let me see if I want to basically share the screen. Let me see, where is that? I should actually, this would be up there, right? So let me just, what do we have here? No. Strange. Excuse me for a moment. So if I want to screen share, there it is. So here. So let's see, just say we've gone past the welcome. I gave you a short introduction of tonight's show, and of course about myself, and basically you could say that OpenLedger at the moment is very much depending on what we present now and the future. And by that, I mean that we started off by the DEX. We have introduced the DC as a decentralized conglomerate, including OBITS, the digital reward-based token, same way with the BTSR, the equity-based investment token like ICO. Then we have added the Hub DSP, the programmatic advertising part. And we are basically entering into a phase where I feel it is the time where we're saying this is the phase of introducing the bigger projects that we want to become the proof of the crowdfunding solutions that we offer. We started off pretty good with BlockPay and is expecting to run that by everybody again sometime, well, in the next coming months. I'm sure, or I understand that the exact date is still to be confirmed, but it was a great start to try out BlockPay as making use of all the solutions that we basically how do you say that we were offering. Yeah, so BlockPay were kind of an example of what we were able to offer. In the same time, we included our escrow service and the distribution as well as asset issuing. So we came around the whole, or not the whole, but a good part of what was available on OpenLedger itself by offering BlockPay a pretty good pre-ICO presentation. I think it was back in September, October. I mean, the time is flying, so I can't even catch it the right way, but around that time. And it's exciting to see that one coming up again with the in like full throttle with the big part pretty soon. But the ones I really wish to introduce as what can you say, an intensified or a direct incubated part of OpenLedger as such, where you could say that it's coming from OpenLedger and out to all the investors, is the Sense project coming up, and we have set it for the 31st of March, and it's the app trade project, which is coming out in 28th of February. Those two combined with the let me just see here, there's another one coming now, let me see, can we have that instead? Are you seeing what let me just see, let's just take it back again and let me see if we are doing the same thing here. You are, I guess you're seeing the same as me. So let's go back. Because this is a much nicer. So we start again here. They managed to add the different ecosystems that we're talking here. So let's go here, and we have basically done the introduction of OpenLedger, and I was about to speak about both Sense and app trade. And of course, we have another one also called GetGame. This is our own production, our own product, which we will present with a white paper and an ICO most probably end of May. So what we have here is 3 different projects really closely connected to OpenLedger, and we have created a connection with all of these 3 that allows it for us to offer a special warrant into buying or what can you say, receiving an option into OpenLedger itself as part of participating in these crowd sales. We call it OBIT warrant, and we have actually reserved 1 million obits for each project, in the way, in the sense that when or basically for every $1 million for each project that has been achieved, 10% of that is then being used to buy up obits warrants, which will then again be used to reserve this specific amount of obits that people can buy into during the 2017. It is basically, so it's approximately $1 million. It's approximately 1 million obits according to the calculations. And how it works is basically that you receive, as an early buyer into each of these projects, you will receive a warrant of obits called obits warrant, and you will be receiving that for free as an added benefit to either of these tokens that you buy into. And by receiving those, you are actually having the option then to buy obits itself from the market sometime, or sorry, not from the market, but from this specifically reserved amount of obits on one account. I believe it's called obits warrant account, very unique. So there you have basically the option of buying at a specific price, or let's put it this way, the obits that we offer to, we basically sell you at 16 cents no matter the price during 2017. So expecting and hoping, of course, that obits will rise in price with the different activities we offer. We consider that a quite nice added option in all of this. And there is a catch, of course, that it is only the first million of each project that will receive tokens like that, and they also have to be redeemed in 2017. Later than that, it actually goes back into the system and will be sold on the market in general. Another good point of this is that this 100,000, this 10% of the 1 million used for the obits warrants will then be used, I mean, being the fact that we have gotten the obits warrants for that, the amount itself will be used to buy back obits from the market. So that would most probably create quite an effect on the market as well. One can imagine that $100,000 from 3 different projects, that is $300,000 used to buy up obits from the market, it will create some effect there. There will be some base, however, because I'm planning to say that initially we place the buy or a fixed buy order at around 49 BTS or BTS, where we finished the obits ICO at around 2450 at the ICO, and you could say right now it's down at 13, so there's a bit space to pick up, but I believe it will not take long to reach that 49 BTS, and then we basically leave it to make a new price level. I mean, we actually create a new level of the price of obits and then allow the ongoing developments to increase the obits price even more. So much about the 3 projects and the obits. Now, basically, I want to go on and basically, yeah, when we speak about successes to date, I think that taking a project like BlockPay and even the recent Nexium as two examples, both of them are somehow unique, and we haven't tried anything from that area before. I mean, Nexium is from the Beyond the Void project, where we basically went in and took a project from outside OpenLedger and made use of our services, not all of them, but mainly from the marketing aspects, as well as offering them a place on OpenLedger to be traded. It turned out to be quite a nice success, as we saw them grow along with the promotions that we partly took, or that we took part in. So congratulations to Nexium and Beyond the Void. They have some great product coming up. I believe there's a beta stage in the next few weeks, and then in June, I think, is the alpha product. When it comes to BlockPay, I think it was the first proof of what we did had a reason to stay, because we did actually include, like mentioned before, we included really all the tools that we had available. Some few things like an increased amount of vetting and stuff like that added to it all. Has come on even further now. So I believe that with all the marketing aspects we have to offer, as well as the so-called what is that? Basically the mitigation of risks in connection with investors, like the exit options, the whole structure of ensuring that investors are actually getting what they've been promised, basically from us, or by the way that we are offering an escrow service from start to finish almost. It will allow us to go in and help ensure the investor that he actually gets what he's paid for. I think that BlockPay was the start of that, and looking at BlockPay and Nexium, it also gives us a chance to show the differences of what we're offering, because BlockPay was a product where we basically went in and offered to issue an asset, to distribute the asset, to basically create the market and support it from the start. And on top of that, we managed to give it the necessary marketing, even including a Forbes article, and at the same time, we are actually holding the remaining supplies of BlockPay, since they started and until now, which is also a strong point of the whole thing, that we are issuing the token, and we keep it as an escrow partner for BlockPay and for the investors, to ensure that that everything is running according to the promised plans and milestones, and also to ensure that what is on the market is what has been offered or introduced during the different stages. So approximately 5 million was introduced in that pre-ICO, and it seems like 95 million is then offered in whichever way BitShares Munich is actually deciding, it will then be offered to the public not so long from now. Nexium is a project which is coming from outside OpenLedger, and we are in this way offering then a service, a marketing service, and we could in fact also offer the escrow option, and we will be pushing more and more to say that if we're gonna go all in or offer as much of our services as possible in a way actually vetting for the company, we also need part of the escrow, because otherwise it's a bit hard to even invite a project into our exchange and having somehow endorsed it, and not being the one to take part in following the milestones have been taken care of and followed from start to finish and all that. So that's quite an important aspect in all this. When it comes to recent developments, I would like to bring up this Get game that we well, we haven't presented the white paper yet, but that is coming up. One thing we felt was important that was actually we wanted to introduce our geo game called Dynames geo game. You can find it on the dynames.com. This geo game was important for us to actually add into that Get game to show anyone that Get game is all about game growth, inviting people in future, or what can you say, people with a great idea within the AR and VR industry, to bring it to Get game, create a profile, and basically do a small ITO, initial token offering, on the early stages of the development of this project. And our idea is generally that we wish to present these projects from the start until the finish of the beta stage, so that it's basically in all the testing phase that we will then keep it as an incubated unit on Get game, and we will allow investors or sponsors as such to go in and take part early stage on these projects. And from I told you that the first one is Dynames, and it's still available or possible to buy in early on the Get game. And when you buy into Get game, you buy into all these different projects offered on Get game. So in regards to Dynames, we offer basically a quite unique offer. It's 5% of the many revenues, you know, presented, or the monetization plans of Dynames. We offer 5% of that, as well as 5% of the equity itself of Dynames. So, well, because it's, I mean, the 5% is basically on the Get game, and Get game as the what can you say, the platform. Get game is also a company. As I mentioned before, there's 2 more companies that are created. Get game APS is one of them. So that is why we go in and are able to basically offer a part of an equity part. It doesn't necessarily mean that we offer that on all the different projects that are coming up, but we do offer it on Dynames because we can. So we offer 5% of the future revenues and 5% of the revenues of the equity, which I think is an incredible offer. we allow then this dynamis, once we reach the alpha stage, we allow the dynamis then to enter as a fully active project, and with the potential of actually becoming one of the future apps in the portfolio of apps presented by AppTrade. So not only are we introducing the early stage part in our own Get game, we are introducing the next stage in another project of ours, where we are really supporting AppTrade. And when I say ours, it's basically because AppTrade is being presented as a part of OpenLedger. AppTrade will be establishing a company here in Denmark called AppTrade APS on top of all. This way we are able to offer all the holders of the master token, I mean all the sponsors who actually support the initial crowd sale of AppTrade, we will be able to handle this whole operation, all taking place from Denmark, even though that the guy in charge, Daniel Pineda, is located in the US. But that's yeah, that's a whole part of why we consider Denmark as a unique place for innovation and you know, ways of offering these crowdfunding solutions. What else here? I'm kind of starting to jump in all of this, but one thing which I guess we're still saving is part of the crowdfunding platform. I don't know if you you probably think that I've been you probably think that I should that when I speak about the crowdfunding platform, it's a mix of so many things, but the whole idea is basically to have a platform where you are able to basically automatize most of the projects that I've already been talking about, or to automatize the solutions that I've been talking about. And one of the things that I've been almost offered, you know, as a special gift on my lab is the part where we are involving all the developers contributing to each startup. You can imagine if we were able to offer a platform where we could connect the startups with the developers, each of them bringing whatever kind of speciality that is needed to make this startup unique. I think we have found some gold there, and this is actually what we are building at the moment. We are building a platform where we will allow developers to meet the startups and create a contract based on some smart, yeah, you got it, basically a smart contract. So they create a smart contract where it is involving OpenLedger as they scroll, and a fourth party as the qualified person who will actually go in and validate the final, what can you say, product created by the developers. So we have a smart contract consisting on various people involved in this platform. This platform is intended to be called eDev, as an online development. So we have various cryptocurrencies or communities visiting or coming to this platform eDev. They all wish to or they all have some projects that they wish to have developed, or you even have yes, you actually have startups from the various communities coming to this eDev. They create their own profile, and they say hello to the developers on the other side. We are planning to do a special article where we basically call it say hello to the new dating portal between the developers and the startups. It has to be, probably being a little slightly twisted in some way, but the whole idea is that you find the match between the developer and the startup, so that some kind of connection is created. I thought that was a unique, and even my Forbes contributor thought the same, so we could probably have some nice fun on that. And as the bottom part, or what can you say, in the other part of the developers, we're speaking about a unique way of getting a payment out of the system. I cannot really do or go into too many details right now. I prefer to actually go and present that in like an early bird offering that we expect to come out something like end of March, early April. This project I expect to have ready in the very end of the third quarter of 2017. At least the basic parts that allows us to include that in the crowdfunding platform that we are then introducing in the fourth quarter of 2017. There will be a lot of planning from now on, and it is a great way where we could say that within the next few weeks we're actually going to present our third fiscal year report. The first two were really working as we were planning for or hoping for, with this, what can you say, basically a strong standing, and I'm expecting that the third year will be the same, so that when we are going out and perhaps even looking into or saying hello to some of these bigger companies out in the world, we are actually having the necessary paperwork to show what we've been working on. Let me see here. The last, or the next point that I would like to enter is actually that one of the most important parts of this whole DC is our Bloggers Club. It is right now on a platform called bloggersclub.net, and we are basically having the idea that these bloggers that we are inviting, there are some criteria that needs met first in order to join that VIP club. But after that, I think that the offers on the Bloggers Club are unique and allow each blogger to actually make some good money. I mean, even make a living of it, especially with the increasing amount of projects that we will be introducing onwards. So I think that the Bloggers Club will not only be unique in the way that there's an initial 500 maximum bloggers for this first phase, with special conditions, special privileges. After that, we will basically be reaching out to so many more people. But what is, one of the points or the conditions of the Bloggers Club is that you need to sign up on OpenLedger. the BitShares network as such, and you need to create or upgrade on the platform as a lifetime member. It is costing you something like $65, $70 more or less at the moment. This is equivalent to these 17,000 BitShares. This amount will allow you to basically do all, I mean, so many things on OpenLedger, and have something like 80% of anything you spend on the decentralized exchange, this 80% you will actually have back. So when you go in and say, eventually you can say that you will have the full amount almost back at one time at least. If you are doing it the right way, you might even have it back in the very beginning, because it's just a question of coordinating that with somebody else. Then you can upgrade, and you can get it back from that one that you've upgraded from, who has referred you. So you can make some kind of deal with these people. But that's just one solution. But when you have the lifetime membership, you are then able to register on Bloggers Club and enjoy the benefits of the Bloggers Club. And I can only tell you that we've only started. There's commissions available for the involvement in projects, whether it's referral links or bonus codes, it's all there. But we are adding more as we go. So the Bloggers Club, for anyone who has a network and really the interest in sharing the news about OpenLedger, I suggest you really to get that upgrade and join the Bloggers Club. It will be worth it for you. And of course, I hope that it will be worth it for OpenLedger as well. And in the end, of course, me. Mainly, or my main idea or hope is, of course, that the impact of the Bloggers Club will allow, the whole goal in all of this is to say that when Bloggers Club are active and really intense, they are rewarded in OBITs, and OBITs is the official digital token of OpenLedger. So with an increased amount of awareness coming from the Bloggers Club, it will allow an increased traction and traffic on OpenLedger, and basically it will allow all these revenues that are actually connected to OBITs to suddenly, what can you say, flourish or become so much more. So it's all a connection. This is what you basically see here also, that there is a connection between all the ecosystems. So Bloggers Club is like the army of the OBITs, or of the DC in general. Very special and very unique. Then we have a new part. It is also involving OBITs as a reward for the work. It is the Ambassadors Club that we are basically building at the moment. It will allow not only, I mean, what we are looking for is people from any kind of country in the world that has an interest in making OpenLedger known to their domestic area or the country where they're living. And by doing so, simply by translating any kind of news that we present and then be rewarded in OBITs, sharing on Twitter accounts, Facebook, wherever, and also being rewarded in OBITs. There are many more things coming with that. There is one thing in it. For all ambassadors, we basically expect that they are validating themselves on OpenLedger. You may not have noticed or known, but on OpenLedger, this decentralized exchange, we are actually able to validate people. So So I think the important part here is that when we are able automatically to validate anyone having an interest into becoming an ambassador, we've already started that communication with each individual. We will offer you a contract so that you're basically working with us as an official member of the OpenLedger. You will have your own business cards and represent OpenLedger in whichever way you feel that you wish to do it, so that you stand strongest. There's a part in this which is basically like in any other kind of business. If you do good, you will basically enjoy the options of even introducing your own local OpenLedger in your country. Imagine that. I mean, we built the OpenLedger crowdfunding suite of solutions for the world, and once we are successful there, we take on the countries one by one, domesticating this solution, and allow then this whole idea to grow in each country, where we will teach, of course, the ambassadors in how and in which way to reach out for the local trade council and their branch offices, for instance, and how to get the message out to all these different startups locally. Imagine the impact if suddenly we have an active domestic OpenLedger channel where one of the best, or perhaps more of the best, are then kind of upgraded to the international channel, and suddenly we have a new Skype or a Google or Apple or whatever. Who knows? It might even be BlockPay that we talked about before. That might be the one. I'm hoping, of course, also that OpenLedger as a platform or as an institution will be basically up there as well. That is why we picked OpenLedger, because it's clear and concise. And of course, I noticed even that even in this presentation, we have OpenLedger Dex without the L in capital letters. Of course, that is another part of OpenLedger. The O and the L are meant as capital letters to stand unique and different and in the mind of everybody from now on and in the future. So both Ambassadors Club and Bloggers Club, they will have a manual also that they need to follow intensely, because we do present conditions that will allow each individual to grow with the expectations, and with that growth we will also reward each accordingly. But we will also not accept any what can you say, behaviors that could not be accepted in the real world, you could say. Yeah. So we are trying, or we will, our aim is of course here to create and present a successful business where we do rely on individuals out in the real life, but with a focus on a decentralized conglomerate of ecosystems. That is really the future, and it's all happening on the blockchain. So feel free at all times even to connect to me, either via the different channels, you know, by either go to openledger.info and what can you say, create a question there, or to any of the other websites that we have presented, and I will of course be happy to answer. And in every single situation, I really believe that if we come together and join forces in all of this, we will be able to really create something unique and something that the future will be very proud of. Of course, we will be proud of it also, but even our children. And I think that is more or less where we are at the moment. I will put escape here, and then I will try to get back on the what is that? Let me see, on the YouTube channel here. Let me see. I actually, let me just see here. So I'm back. Yes. And what I don't get right now is really if I've been speaking to to an empty channel, or if there's actually somebody watching here. But I really like to have this first introduction to the projects that we're doing, and also really tell you that that we enjoy what we're doing, and we believe that what we're doing is the right way forward. I think that maybe I should also give you a little idea about the amount of people that I'm including in these projects, or in OpenLedger Project in general, from when we started until now. I guess that's a nice way of ending this first update. So basically, when we started, it was just my partner and I, and we added, however, quickly a good base. I guess we started out with the two of us plus 3 more. Right now, I think we can count something like 12 to 15 well, developers of one, one way or the other. Yeah, they have specialties, each of them. I don't even know all they are able to do. I just know that they do their best, and they work good. But I also we have a rather big amount of people working in our Dynamis department as well. So and with them, and we add then the recently appointed COO, Daniel, as our commercial director. We've added most probably 2 more people in the in what we call the creative design department, to make sure that our goals and ideas, as well as the branding in general, will become much more clear from now on. I think that's important to put really a strong focus on the branding. We will have a new video with special focus on the crowdfunding part. Also like a branding video. Remember, I don't know if you've seen that video of OpenLedger called "You Are in Control." So we are making a similar video, but on the focus of the crowdfunding. And that is actually, it was meant to be shared with you today, but there were some slight adjustments that still needed to be done. So we have to just wait, and maybe we might even wait until the next update. I'm not sure I can wait, but to share. I'm one of those guys who really, if I see something good, I really want to just share it with everybody. And I hope, of course, everybody appreciate that. But I sometimes also have to hold back a little and let the news, what can you say, be processed step by step, so that we can all enjoy and consume these new experiences one by one. I think that I'm perhaps one of those guys who don't believe in presenting one product and finishing that before you start the next. I've never learned that. I've always been taught that in order to be successful, you need to create as many balls as you can actually handle, to juggle, and then allow them to fall down whenever you need them, and then build with each of them. And this is actually what I'm doing at the moment. I'm seeing an end goal, and I'm including all these different businesses that we are creating and building. I'm adding them as an important leg or arm to the final body of this project. And I believe strongly that what we're doing is the right way. But I do also believe that I need help to get all this done in a, what can you say, as streamlined way as possible. I don't doubt that, I mean, that I need help with that. So this is why I'm adding these valuable people one by one. And this is also why I'm using this first update to put a focus on the ambassadors and the Bloggers Club, because they will be greatly appreciated, not only by the rewards they will receive from the work they do, but also with the involvement that they are, you know, offering as part of this whole OpenLedger DC, because there's so much more in this than anyone can even anticipate right now. I mean, okay, of course, if you have it as, you know, the kind of imagination like I have myself, don't forget, if you go to CCDK, it's written right there, the sky is the limit. So you basically just live it out and believe, and then I also think everything that we've created will actually come to a conclusion, and a great project at the end of the year. We will have great projects before, but I mean, it's kind of like closing. It's kind of like closure before you then start the new kind of milestone in all of this. I mean, my first milestone is the crowdfunding platform. That's why I call it crowdfunding 3.0. So when I have that, then I'm able to actually hit for each specific country. And of course, if I thought that it was a hard work to get that international channel, this crowdfunding platform up and fully working, then for sure the work reaching out to every single country in the world, that is a challenge which I think is very exciting, but of course also a challenge really big, and I need, you know, lots of people to support this this target or this goal. I would like to now just finish for now, and I basically were not able to invite any people, but by, you know, next time I will make sure to find out how to actually involve people, to get my guests online. Really the goal will be to have 2 to 3 guests each time, and who knows, maybe we bring up a new update already at the end of the February, just before we start the app trade, just to make sure that anybody here understands and really get the full picture of app trade. I think that when you say the stock market of apps, I think personally that it tells it all. It makes everything very exciting. And if you think like that, I think you are already nicely on the way to getting the picture of what we are presenting here, because that is really an exciting platform and an exciting idea coming up, and we want you all to be part of that. Once again, welcome to OpenLedger Project. We started with this first 1 hour session, and I think in general it will be 1 hour and 1.5 every single time. I think perhaps with another person who can help me organize or structure the interview, it might be even more coordinated in the future. I guess I would be appreciating any comments as to how it's presented today, so that I can even adjust and perhaps make it better for next time. I always have a, what can you say, I always want to do things better, but and I'm not too much involved in the live speaking yet, so I still have lots to learn. But I enjoy actually being here, taking this time to share with you some of the ideas and some of the projects coming up, even though they're not in specific. I hope basically that with the coming updates, the idea is to invite every single project that is coming up. They will be invited to take part in this live update before the crowd sale starts, so that we connect an update with the live presentation of each of these projects coming up. That should allow everybody to really feel strongly and connected to OpenLedger and the entire BitShares network backing everything that we are doing on OpenLedger as well. Thank you very much to all of you, and see you next time on OpenLedger Project Update 2. Thank you very much.